elevated. Real perspective. Real perspective. The game, the business, NIL, culture, tech.
This is 21 Titles.
21 Titles. Weekly recap. Women's sports at the center. Real perspective. Real perspective. Women's basketball. The game. The business. NIL. Culture. Tech. Thumb on. The pulse.
I feel like,
It's 21 Titles.
it's only right that Spendoc that we play the drop for Spendoc, yo.
Absolutely. Because Spendoc was a believer and nobody else was. Wow. Today was a day in NCAA land. The culmination of March Madness. Okay, hold on, y'all. We just got to get the social media stuff. Let's get that together. Get that together. I hate seeing the crying at the end.
Yeah, that.
It just brings back the memories, and I'm not.
The trauma.
Yes, there you go.
What's up, Jen? Spendoc. Hey! you
Whoa.
You was on to something.
Right. Whew. Spendoc and Mr. Potts knew something we ain't know. Nah, but shout out to the Bruins, man. They've been a consistent and good team all year. So it's like,
oh yeah.
Wow. Okay.
They dominated. We're gonna talk about that.
Yes, we are. What's up, everybody?
What's good, y'all?
Oh man. Whew. All right. Episode 124. 21 Titles weekly recap. I mean, I don't even want to say the introduction, but let me just, because I want to get right to it.
Yeah.
But welcome to another rendition of the 21 Titles weekly recap. Again, we're here for 3 reasons: to expand the visibility of women's sports with a heavy focus on women's basketball. We're going to get into it today. Final Four, national championship game. This is the culmination of March Madness. So it was a surprising and shocking one. I'm not even going to hold y'all. Secondly, connecting the community to the business of sports. NIL. We got expansion draft talk today. So we're going to get into that. And then lastly, kind of encompassing culture and tech together. So today's a very heavy women's basketball business of sports episode, okay? Because we got a lot to talk about. And I think we're gonna start off with the Final Four and work our way to the national championship. Then get into some expansion draft talks, We'll also talk about the high school Chipotle Nationals that went down this weekend as well, if you're into high school hoops. So also March Madness may be expanding. We're gonna get into it. So Final Four. Chantee, let's go.
The Final Four. It was an interesting, in general, as a whole, March Madness. I just want to say congratulations to all teams that participated in the NCAA tournament this year.
Yeah.
A lot of great teams with a lot of great players. But anyway, I said March Madness. Final Four, like Brittany said. We had South Carolina, we had UConn, we had Texas, and we had UCLA in the Final Four. I had a poll on Instagram and asked who was taking it all. I think majority of the votes were South Carolina and I believe UConn, with Texas, right on its heels, if anything, and then UCLA at the bottom. But on Friday, we had South Carolina pulling off, yes, an upset against UConn. They beat UConn 62 to 48. It's a lot to unpack for this game.
Oh no, my bad.
No, you're fine.
Yes, there we go.
No, yeah, 48 to 62. Like I said, there's a lot to unpack for this game. UConn wasn't looking like
The mighty UConn.
Yeah, they were a shell of themselves on Friday, and it was shocking for a lot of us watching. AZ Fudd was missing in action. She was missing in action on Friday. She finished, excuse me, with 8 points. She shot 3 for 15 from the field. Had 1 rebound, 5 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 steal. That's not the AZ Fudd that we're used to seeing. We're going to stick a pin in that and keep going. Sarah Strong was one of 2, UConn players in double digits, but if I'm being honest, she too was missing. She still, like I said, ended in double digits. She had 12, but she shot 4 for 16 from the field. She had 12 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 turnovers, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Quinones, who has been a great spark off the bench for UConn throughout really the entire season, but had a lot of spotlight on her during this tournament run, was also missing in action because she had foul trouble very early, which hurt UConn even more. KK Arnold missing in action. She only had 2 points. She only took 3 shots for the game. She had 4 assists, 2 steals. Ashlyn Shade was, who's been struggling.
Yes.
For UConn.
Correct. Struggling.
She was this
heavily.
Yeah. Yes. She was the second UConn player in double digits. She ended up with 10 points, shot 5 for 11 from the field, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal. Bottom line, South Carolina executed well. Bottom line. The name of the game for that game was defense and rebounding.
Facts.
And that's what South Carolina did on Friday. They made it so uncomfortable for AZ. They made it so uncomfortable for Sarah. AZ was hesitant to shoot the ball.
And I was so shocked. I'm like, it's one thing to like miss shots, right? Like, okay, next shot. AZ was literally hesitating. It looked like all of her confidence just was sucked out of her. And like she almost didn't know how to shoot the ball. We were seeing air balls from her. I'm like, I would have never expected this from her. Like, she looked like she was just out of it. And credit to South Carolina and executing on the defensive end, because they did not let up the entire game from the ball jump to the end of the game. White on rice.
Yeah,
they was white on rice. Everybody understood the game plan.
Yes. Everybody. Defense, smothering defense in the passing lanes.
Right.
Out rebounded, like I said, UConn tremendously. South Carolina finished with 47 rebounds. UConn finished with 32. They just disrupted. They completely took Sarah and AZ out of the game. UConn shot 39% from the three throughout the season, but that game on Friday, they shot 6 for 21, which is 29%. So you see, like, the disruption that South Carolina was bringing to the table. UConn shot 52% from the field during the season, but shot 31% from the field this game. They shot 19 for 61. Again, flowers and kudos to South Carolina and their defense. That's what that was. And Gino was getting out coached. Right. Bottom line, Gino was getting out coached. When Holly Rowe went to go speak to him during the second half, he was so flustered. I was like, oh no, like, this is not this is not a good sign. Like, he's over here tripped up over words, throwing spaghetti at the wall, trying to make something stick. I'm like, no, this is not a good sign for UConn. Like, it's not. If he's shaking in his boots and sounding wild, like, I want to know what the huddle sound like. I want to know, like, how these players feel. And he got outcoached.
He did.
South Carolina stuck to the plan. Those players stuck to the plan. They came out hungry, ready to play. And like you said, they did not take their foot off the gas the entire game on defense or on just rebounding. They didn't. They was locked in.
Yeah, I mean, I really the way UConn was also turning the ball over and just looking rattled trying to get the ball up the court, I'm like, wow. Like, this is uncharacteristic of them. And, you know, I think just like we said, some stuff they gotta figure out what's going on over there. Got out rebounded. I think he should have put Janae Alfie in the game for a little bit more to have some size. It just looks like, you know, obviously Ashlyn Shea, she was going in there rebounding. She was trying to do what she could, but they needed more from the bigs. I'm
glad you brought that up because yeah, I feel like they needed more from the bigs. I didn't necessarily agree with the substitutions that Gino was making. I felt like Sarah Williams should have got some more playing time because South Carolina was just so dominant in the paint. I just feel like he should have went a little bigger instead of going for a smaller lineup majority of the game. So to your point about Alfie, yeah, she did get some minutes, but I feel like she should have got some more. And Sarah Williams too, especially when Quinones had been in foul trouble.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he got outcoached again. Also, we gotta talk about KK Arnold. She got a 27 minutes, 2 points. She got to develop a jump shot this year. It's kind of similar to what happened to Raven Johnson, right? 2 years ago when Caitlin kind of brushed her off and was like, she can't shoot. Yeah, KK, you can't shoot. And that's not good as a guard. You have to be able to knock down a shot. So I hope this summer she's in the gym developing a jump shot, because they needed somebody else to come through and nobody else did. So I'm always looking for how a player continues to get better over time. And I think, KK, she already brings all the intangibles. I love her as a player. She's gonna play defense. She's intense. She's a leader. You can tell that she's a leader. She's a floor general, but she has to be able to develop a jump shot for UConn to be successful next year. Also, Kaylee Heichel, she got to bring it too. She got a little bit out of character in the game too. Just, girl, you're never supposed to show your cards until the game is over. Like, she missed that tough layup, and then, they had to pick her head up. It happens. It happens, but this should be motivation for y'all to go into the off season and really have it as the driving force for why you want to get better. You got to take this negative and turn it into a positive. I mean, that's what every competitor does, right? Like, it's just something that you got to do. So shout out to South Carolina for executing the game plan masterfully. And we're going to talk about it too with today's game, but this reminded me of my team in 2007 when we played against LSU in the Final Four and held the Tigers to their worst probably shooting percentage of the season. And Sylvia Fowles had 4 of us around her. Okay, so like, you want to talk about execution? I wish I don't know if I have a copy of that game, but I wish I could show clips from that game and just show you how locked in we were. It's the same thing. Locked in because you have to be. This is high stakes. So shout out to South Carolina. UConn got some work to do.
Yes. And then we had the whole, Gino was wilding at the end of the game. And I'm glad everybody was on his ass. I'm not gonna lie. Like, everybody was on Gino's ass because, everybody knows he's been doing this. Even the stories that are not told.
Right.
Even the stories that the public does not know that there's other stories.
Yeah.
Know that there's other stories about Gino that have yet to hit the surface. But like, he has a history of this behavior. We just happen to be able to see it. And social media is such a dominant space that everybody and their mother now has a voice to say something. And so him going up to Dawn and talking about, you didn't shake my hand, and in the post game talking about, everybody knows if you've come to the Final Four, you got to shake your hand at this part of the court. And I was waiting for Dawn for 3 minutes. You know what that reminded me of? Tay Townsend.
Yeah.
The tennis player. If y'all don't know who Tay Townsend is, please go check her out. She's a bomb tennis player, U.S. tennis player from Atlanta. But she was playing a European player a few months ago. Dusted the European player. Homegirl talking about, well, I'm mad because you didn't shake my hand, or you didn't follow regular
Protocol.
protocols before the match. Now y'all know y'all wouldn't be saying this had y'all won the game or the match. You gotta take your L's in peace. That's what we gotta start practicing. When somebody puts belt to ass, you gotta take your L in peace. You gotta take it on the chin. You have to take it on the chin because I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
You gotta take the L on the chin. Y'all are too old to be acting that way with an L.
Right.
You know, we see that when we're younger. You know, like, but not at these big ages. That's unacceptable. It's disrespectful to the game. It's disrespectful to the person who actually won.
Right.
Taking the attention off of the win. The team that got the win, the player that got the win in Tate Townsend's case. You gotta take the L on the chin.
That's it.
Because none of that matters. You did not win.
Right.
You didn't win.
And this goes to show you this is a big lesson here. You gotta learn how to process negative emotions. You gotta learn how to process adversity. Because this is, Gino's the winningest coach in NCAA history. This man has been to 25 Final Fours. He couldn't take an L on the chin.
No.
That is problematic. That is problematic. So this is a PSA to coaches. You got to get your kids to learn how to process negative emotions, to process losing, to process learning what is happening in the game. Like lessons. It's about the lessons that we're teaching, right? Yes, everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to win. But what is your character about when you lose? Right? I mean, me and Chantee experienced this even when we were younger. I'm thinking about one specific game, Chantee, when we were playing AAU against that team, and the coach went bonkers because we were winning. Like it was literally white versus black. We black girls from the Bronx. We go into an AAU tournament that's predominantly white, and we spanking one of the best teams in that tournament, and the coach is a white man, and he couldn't handle this. Okay, this is when me and Chantee are 12, 13.
Out of pocket still.
It's still out of pocket.
Out of pocket. But also, if somebody else was
right,
that's not going that way. That's not Dan Hurley asking for people to give Gino grace. No, because then you be wilding.
Right.
Coach Hurley, you be wilding. You be getting away with a lot of stuff that you got the complexion for protection. I'm gonna just say you got the complexion for protection. So a lot of stuff you be doing, you get away with.
Right.
Refs turn they head when you yelling at them and stuff. That's not what's happening. Yeah. And Mama Flag is right. Let Dawn up acting like that exactly. It's unexcusable behavior.
How the tables would have turned.
Yeah, and I pulled up Chanae and Andrea's segment on calling out Gino because I think they did a great job in saying what we're talking about now.
we saw. He talked about the truth. The truth is that what he did was extremely problematic, in my opinion. And it was a buildup of things being problematic, starting with Sarah Strong. He called out the fact that Sarah Strong's jersey was torn, but she was actually doing it self-inflicted. She was the one who tore it. And then I've never seen a circumstance in the middle of a quarter where you call out an opposing coach and just say that you're frustrated and sort of looking that way, you know, leering over there. That to me was another problem. But last but not least, catching Dawn at the end of the game off guard and confronting her with the handshake. Like, all of this because she didn't shake your hand. Time and time again, we see Dawn Staley rise to the occasion, take the high road. And I do know he mentioned this double standard in some of his comments. The double standard is, if Dawn acted that way, it would probably be a completely different conversation. And so to me, it was really difficult because in this moment where you had a team, I mean, this game was blood, sweat, and tears. People were fighting. Mind you, if you watch the first 10 minutes of the game, UConn was the one applying the pressure. UConn was the one that was physical. South Carolina were the ones that were on their heels. The reality is that unfortunately, this was not Gino's best moment. It was a moment that I never saw coming, but he should be, you know, held. He's the one who has to be responsible for explaining his actions.
Yeah, SVP, I have a lot of thoughts on this, but the first thing that comes to my mind, and as I was re-listening to what Gino said, is how hypocritical it is. Like, he is so frustrated with Coach Staley for apparently breaking these protocols pregame, but he breaks protocols postgame. He doesn't shake the South Carolina players' hands. He doesn't shake her staff. He doesn't go through the line like everybody does after any game. You go through the line and you say good game. South Carolina played so well. They deserved him going through that line, Gino Auriemma, and telling them that they did a good job.
They both hit the nail on the head.
And then, you know, talking about how, you know, Dawn always has to rise to the occasion, which outside of basketball in professional settings, we always are expected to do that.
Right.
Enough. So, again, shouts to South Carolina for executing. Shouts to Dawn and South Carolina as a whole being a class act as per usual. Jody said he was big mad. I wonder if it was the Texas coach, he would have done that. That's a good question. If he keeps that energy with other, you know, men. Yeah. We just again, there's so many stories told and untold about Gino's behavior. But shouts to South Carolina getting that with Mama Fat talking about Pat Summitt. Yeah, he definitely did Pat. He's done it to quite a few.
To CVS, at Rutgers.
Quite a few coaches.
Okay. He's done this to many. And back then they didn't have social media, so we didn't get a chance to see it.
And players.
And right.
And players.
So just know that he went out like a sucker and continues to do sucker stuff.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. Terrible.
But moving on to the second game on Friday, we had Texas falling to UCLA 44-51. Brittany, you want to talk a little bit about this game?
Yes. I feel like we've mentioned it before. And she hasn't been playing like this for this tournament. I feel like this tournament she was doing really well. I'm referring to Madison Booker on the Texas Longhorns. She had a rough night for the Longhorns. Just was missing in action. I mean, watching this, like to know, let's just put it out there. I love Madison Booker down. She wears my number, 35. But it seems like when the stakes get very, very high, Madison disappears. She missed her first 17 shots. of the game. What's up, Mr. Essie Bread? I'm glad you're here because we got to talk also. But yeah, Madison Booker was missing in action on Friday. And just like UConn decided to play their worst game of the season on Friday, so did Texas. And I'm gonna also say, like, kudos to UCLA for making these teams play like a shell of themselves. Like, it was almost as if the big C, all the C's couldn't do anything. Cunningham was in foul trouble most of the game. She didn't score for real at all. She played 18 minutes, was limited because of the fouling, right? Justice Carlton, she had a couple of, big plays, but they kind of could never get it rolling. Jordan Lee, 24 minutes, 7 points. She shot 3 for 9. I mean, Rory, they all looked like a shell of themselves in the game. And I couldn't believe it. Leah Crump, nobody could score for Texas. And they kept it relatively close, which was just wow. I mean, I was just UCLA again. They brought it. And one of my favorite players on UCLA, Dugalage, she's another story of, as you continue to grow in your career, you're supposed to get better over time. If you look at her 5 years, because she started at Oregon, then transferred to UCLA and spent the last 4 years at UCLA. Every year her stats go up. Every year she's improving. And that's what it's about. How are you getting better over time, right? I can say the same for Kiki Rice. Better over time. Gabriela Jaquez, getting better over time. Shout out to the transfer, Gianna Nepkins. Came through for them in both games. Play big. She knows she made the right choice to transfer from Utah. Like, UCLA, this was the story, and she's only playing 7 players. That's even more impressive, right? Corey Close, they're only playing 7 players, and that's all they kept talking about is how the seniors on the team score a majority of the points for the team. Like, it's incredible. Texas just had a really bad game. And again, this was the worst time to have a bad game, I mean, Kyla Oldacre was probably their biggest bright spot. She was 5 for 10, had 11 points, 7 rebounds. But they couldn't get it done. They were rattled, man. Rattled. And UCLA took advantage of that. I mean, Lauren Betts, she's shooting 62% for the year from the field goal. Like, girl shot 70%. She was 7 for 10, had 16 points, 11 rebounds, double-double. Gianna Nepkins, 10 points, 4 rebounds. Gabriella, 10 points, 4 rebounds. Kiki Rice, 11 points, 5 rebounds. That's 4 players in double figures. UCLA clicking at the right time. UCLA clicking at the right time. So shout out to the Bruins, and I mean, Texas. Vic Schaefer got another incoming class coming that's looking good. So he's he's gonna be all right. He just gotta, you know, again, you gotta use the hurt going into the off season. Madison, I don't know what happened this game. She was 3 for 23, y'all. It just looked like she uncharacteristic. I don't know, but I know she's gonna use it as fuel to propel herself this off season and come back even stronger next year. So Texas Longhorns, they got a big off season ahead of them. So
yeah. I don't have no notes. You said it all. And then we had today, we had UCLA versus South Carolina. UCLA are our 2026 national champions. They beat South Carolina 79-51.
Today was a bloodbath.
They ain't take their foot off the gas from the beginning. From the beginning of the game, they set the tone. They set the tone early. South Carolina, very early on, was settling for perimeter shots. And there was a point in time in which Lauren was on the bench. And I would think that this is prime time to like attack the basket, you know, get some easy shots. But that's not what was happening. They were settling for shots very early on. South Carolina they weren't scoring. They couldn't hit a bucket. And UCLA was also just taking advantage of the fact that they got big guards. They big bodies. So even the guards was like, mouse in the house, give me the ball. We seen that quite a few times in the first half of this basketball game.
Absolutely.
And I thought, you know, I don't know. South Carolina
talk about it. Come on.
Yeah, they was in man all game. And I would have thought they would have switched a little bit or showed a little bit of zone, because it was very obvious that they were struggling with Lauren in the paint. They was just throwing the ball over anybody guarding Lauren Betts. She was catching it and it was an easy lay and there was no help defense. There were no adjustments with that. And so I would have thought we would have seen some showing of some zone, but they stayed in man the entire game, and they were getting beat down low not only by Lauren Betts, but even the big guards that I was just talking about. They was just, thank you, Mama Flax. She said outsize, out rebound, out of sync. Yes, all three. Outsize, out rebounded, out of sync.
Yeah. I mean, Dugalage was posting up. Gabriela Jaquez was posting up Maddie Daniels any chance she got. Obviously, you have to, if you had a smaller guard on you, like Chantee said, mouse in the house. Mouse in the house. And they were so locked in, right? If you have good coaches, you will understand just simple basketball concepts. And you've seen that with UCLA today, right? Anytime they try to front Lauren Betts, the opposite forward flash to the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And all we got to do, flash, I'm going to throw it over the top.
Every time.
I know. That's all they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
I know. So, yes, it was very surprising to see that South Carolina never changed the defensive schemes to kind of slow them down in the paint. I mean, they were getting and they were hitting outside shots when Gianna Nemkins hit that three from the right wing and it banked in. I said, "Oh, they got luck on their side today." She banked a three from the wing. I said, "Wow, that was kind of crazy." Also, too, yes, Mr. SC Bread, you've been giving Kiki Rice. You've been calling this young lady overrated for the past 2 years. Okay. She's about to go down as one of the winningest players in UCLA history behind Gabriela Jaquez, a teammate. She had 10.6 rebounds, 5 assists today. That's a great stat line. And she's been hooping all season. Mind you, she also came back from a few injuries over her career, right? She had the little knee tweak where she had to get the little surgery. We didn't even know she had the little surgery. I think she had a shoulder tweak also. What's up, Mr. SC Bird? You got to give her flowers, man. You got to give her flowers. You know, so I just, look, you can't, she about to get drafted, man. She's going to help somebody in the league. Okay? So I just had to bring that to the forefront. Also, shout out to Spin Doc and Brendan Potts because nobody else had UCLA winning but them two. And
that's not to say they ain't had a great season.
Right.
UCLA had a great season, but yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Right. I didn't think that they were gonna be the champions. So just wanted to personally give a shout out to Spin Doc and Brendan Potts because y'all won the bracket. And y'all believed and we did. Okay, so I had to make sure I gave y'all a shout out. All right.
Nah, yeah. For sure.
Thank you, Spin Doc.
Yes.
This is the hat we got from the draft last year.
The draft, yeah.
And then I also got my WNBA hoodie on from Black and Ugly. Shout out to Sharifa because this is a classic joint right here. She got the inaugural year, right? 1996. Boop. And then she got all the legacy teams on here. Fire. Quality. Fire.
Yes.
Okay? And it says we got game on the back. So shout out to Black and Ugly. Shout out to Sharifa. She's an incredible designer. And I rocked this at the draft last year and got a lot of compliments. So yeah.
I'm trying to think what else I got. Just shouts to the 6 seniors of UCLA. Again, this is the first national championship that UCLA was able to grab. And so to be a senior, like I said, to be a senior and get a national championship, but that championship being the first of the programs, ain't no bigger way to go out. Like,
right.
So huge congratulations to UCLA. Big congratulations to the seniors of UCLA. And congratulations to South Carolina. Y'all had an amazing season. Raven Johnson, amazing career.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing bad to say about South Carolina. Y'all will be back. Yeah, seniors and grad students. Yo, Jody's emoji choice is sending me. But
they are grandmas because that's that's rare now. Like for them to have stayed with the same program for these number of years, we in the transfer portal era. So kids transferring left and right, they don't believe in adversity, going through the process, nothing. Also, shout out to Corey Close. She been the head coach of UCLA for 15 years, yo.
Yes.
15 years. They said this is the longest stretch that a tenured coach has gone until they won their first national championship. Right? Like the first person she hugged was her mom.
I did see that.
Like, shout out to Corey for just staying on the course. And this shows you ain't nothing an overnight success. You gotta, this stuff happens over time, yo.
You gotta
It
buy
happens
in.
over time.
And those players bought in.
They did. They did. They did.
So.
And I'm happy to see that it came to fruition for them. Because, you know, it's hard to develop chemistry and to develop a team in this day now and age where everybody it's a lottery every year now. Y'all done seen the we're gonna talk about the transfer portal and the exoduses from these universities. So like it's hard to keep these kids together and develop chemistry. So I mean, it was UCLA. Shout out to them for going out on top. Fire.
Yeah, so that is our recap on the rest of the NCAA tournament, the Final Four, and then today's game. Again, it's been an amazing season. And I'm looking forward to next season. I saw ESPN put out a very early list of, you know, for next season already, and it gotta stop.
Yeah, they're doing too much. Y'all can put out a preview for next year, but y'all can't do 3 rounds of a mock draft for the WNBA.
No.
Crazy.
No.
It's wild.
Moving on. You want to talk a little bit about the WNBA expansion draft?
Whew. WNBA expand. First and foremost, y'all got to do a better job with that expansion because it came on for 2 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was that? 2 seconds? Like, it was a half an hour, y'all. I'm exaggerating, but it just seemed like they was just kind of like rushing through it. Like, but I digress. But we got a chance to see the Portland Fire and the Toronto Tempo make their selections. Each team was allowed to select 1 unrestricted free agent. And they didn't release like the protected list. I wish they would have released that, but you know, they're not gonna give us no inside information. But it was very I'm gonna just say some of the things were interesting. Some of the selections were interesting for me. Portland chose to select Carlton as their first pick. And then Toronto selected Marina Mabrey. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know why the Sun didn't protect. Right. That's correct. I don't know why the Sun didn't protect Marina. But I mean, if it comes to the Connecticut Sun or the Chicago Sky, I'm always looking at them with a side eye because they just always continue to make bad decisions. Okay. Let me put up who they selected. So for the Portland Fire, they selected Bridget Carlton from the Minnesota Lynx, Carly Lett from the Golden State Valkyries, Luisa Gisasada from Dallas Wings, Emily Engster from the Washington Mystics, Maya Caldwell from the Atlanta Dream, Chloe Bibby from the Indiana Fever, Haley Jones from the Dallas Wings, Nadia Pooch from the Atlanta Dream, Suge Sutton from the Washington Mystics, and then Nika Mule from the Seattle Storm. I was very happy to see that they selected Nika Mule because, I mean, the girl can't catch a break when it comes to being healthy. You know, she was on the Seattle Storm and then, you know, really didn't get to play for real that season and then went overseas, tore her ACL in October of 2024. And then we just recently found out she tore her ACL again in March of 2026. And just to tell y'all, that is right on par. Just on the studies that I've been reading about ACL tears. If you tear it once, you're very likely to potentially tear it again. It's unfortunate, but that's what the data kind of shows. So, I mean, we kind of knew that she tore it when we seen that tweet. And I was just like, man, she can't catch a break. But they said that they selected Nika Mule because of the relationship that they've had with her over time. And this is what we talk about. This is why relationships are so big. Don't be burning bridges unless it's necessary. Sometimes it is. But basketball and sports, this is relationship based. If you're not building relationships with people, then sayonara. Because success comes from people, other people believing in you. You know, so that was very nice to see that that they're still taking an opportunity on Nika Mule. To go to Toronto, I know a lot of people from the Liberty were pissed that Sandy Brondello selected Nayara Sabally. They also took Julie Alamon from the Los Angeles Sparks. Like I said, Marina Mabry from the Connecticut Sun. Aaliyah Nye from Las Vegas. Las Vegas, y'all messed up with that too. They wow. I was kind of like, what? Lexi Held from Phoenix Mercury. Maria Condi from the Golden State Valkyries. Maria Kondakova from the Minnesota Lynx, Aja Kane from the New York Liberty, Nikolina Milicic from the Connecticut Sun, Katija Loxka from Phoenix Mercury, and then Christy Wallace from the Indiana Fever. So I understood Nayara Sabally. Sandy wants to continue to develop her.
Right.
As much as that hurts, right? Because she's honestly, Nayara's the reason why they won the chip. That 2 years ago. Okay, she was the reason she came off the bench. That was the spark developing, right? Yes, Liberty Nation is grieving for Sabally, but she got great upside, so I don't blame Sandy for taking her, right? Las Vegas, Aaliyah, y'all gave away one of y'all best shooters. Whoa. I guess they said we leaning on the MVP in our core three, you know, Jackie Young and Chelsea Gray. All right, but y'all need shooters, so I was kind of just like, what? Huh? I already expressed my opinion about Marina Mabry. Marina wanted out of Connecticut anyway, so she wanted to get out of there. So but like, I don't know. I just felt like this was a rushed process watching the expansion draft. I mean, how did you feel about this, Chantee? It was in the middle of the day.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. I didn't like that. It was in the middle of the day. It was quick. I mean, bottom line, it was fast. They didn't build up hype around it, in my
No.
opinion, not enough. And granted, I understand everything is rushed because of the CBA. You know, completely understand that part. I just think a little bit more effort could have been put into really highlighting the expansion draft. So
Yeah, I mean, like we seen one graphic go out about the expansion draft. Yo, y'all social media teams, what's up with y'all? WNBA communications. Y'all gotta ante it up. Y'all the ones that waited to the last minute to get this CBA done. Like now we gotta suffer. That's crazy.
Yeah. So no,
Yeah,
I agree.
they gotta do a better job next year with all these other teams that are coming through, and it just always seems like they just disrespecting the ladies, and I just don't like that. I got a problem with it.
I'm with you, and I agree. And also, like, we still got free agency. We just don't know when that's going to happen because,
right,
you know, we're still.
Oh yeah. Also,
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling Haley Jones to the front. Haley.
Yeah, I thought you was going to get to that. Yeah.
Haley, I almost forgot about you, girl. Look, I really loved you at Stanford. Your first year did credible. It just seems like she took a little downside. I don't know. I feel like she had a slight resurgence with the Dallas Wings where she, was trying to find her rhythm, and she was. But I need her to show up this year. Like, she's a big guard. She can shoot. She got to show us her repertoire. Like, I'm tired of her fading to the black. Don't fade to the back, Haley. They picked you for a reason. Let's live up to it. Let's go. It's time to put your foot on the gas, Haley Jones. Yes, if anybody knows Haley Jones, tell her to call me. I'd love to get in the gym with her because I'm gonna tell you the truth. Tell you the truth, girl. I really like her, but she got to show up. I like that they also selected Emily Engster from the Mystics because she's a banger. She going bump and grind, and she plays with a lot of heart. So I like that for them. To have to have Bridget Carlton as your number one pick. I mean, she's a shooter, but Bridget's been she ain't been showing up in the past couple of years like I know her to show up. So that was kind of all right. But we'll see. I mean, the Golden State Valkyries last year, when they did the expansion draft, I was like, who, what, select?
Majority of us was like,
but they became the most winningest expansion team ever. The first to make the playoffs, mind you. So, I mean, I guess sometimes the GMs know what they're doing, but I feel like this is going to be a rough season for Portland, and Toronto may do better than Portland. I'm gonna say that right here, right now, based on the makeup. But also, like Chantee said, there's free agency, right? So the rosters may potentially change based on who they sign coming in. So we'll see. It's gonna be exciting. Yeah, 2 new teams. I mean, let's get it.
We shall see what happens. Naismith Hall of Fame inductees.
Yeah. It's a studded class.
Yeah, it is. We got Candace Parker, Elena Deladon,
Yep.
Shamika Holsclaw, and then the 1996 U.S. Olympic women's team.
Mm-hmm. Now I seen them talking, so I was watching some of the like clips. I see them talking to Tara Vanderveer because she was the head coach
Yes.
for that 1996 team, and she was just like, every practice was intense.
Yeah.
Everyone.
All three of them is like that. On top of the team, on top of the 1996 team.
Yeah. Shamika,
New York
Queens, great.
Yeah.
Queens, great. I mean, Tennessee Volunteer. I mean, watching Shamika, she was cold, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Cold. I mean, I talked to Chantee about this offline, but my freshman year, we got a chance to play on the West Coast at Pepperdine. And I had a pretty good game that game, and Shamika Holscott was there. So I'm a freshman. I'm fangirling out. Old girl came up to me, shook my hand, said I had a good game. Whoa. I wish I had that picture. I can't find it, y'all. But if I do, y'all gonna see it because y'all know I never lie. But wow. To have somebody of her stature come up to you and shake your hand and say you did a good job, phenomenal. So she go down as one of the toughest players I've ever watched.
Mm-hmm.
Who else was in? Nikki McCray, I think.
Yeah, also
Nikki McCray. So rest in peace to Nikki McCray.
Yeah.
But if y'all was watching when she was on the Mystics,
yeah.
and Coleslaw, crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Both tough. Okay, both tough. So if you don't know who them ladies are, and y'all know, obviously, I got a chance to play against Candace. So
Hoopers.
That's it. Legendary hoopers. So this is well deserved. Well deserved.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's all I got too. Woo. Just happy to see it. Moving on to NIL news / college news. Brittany had the opportunity to watch the Chipotle Nationals. I did not. So do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes. I mean, this is my second straight year watching the high school nationals, and I was surprised. They were like, this joint been on for 10 years now.
I feel like they say that, and every time we hear the number, we're shocked at how long it's been on, because I never heard of the Chipotle Nationals until maybe within the last 3 years.
Yeah.
That was it.
So yeah, I mean, I had a chance to watch. These games came on early through the week. They were at 10 a.m., noon-ish. So, it's hard for people to watch and see this. But DME Academy from Florida beat Bullis from Maryland. And it was a pretty good game. I mean, I watched DME all week play and win games. They have a couple of players on their team that are pretty good. Shout out to Chantee Desdunes from DME Academy. She committed to Rutgers on live air, which was very just surprising for me to see, because I had no idea that she was actually being recruited by them, because we got the whole coaching change, and it's about to be a change of culture. But the young lady can hoop. I was impressed. She's a combo guard. And one thing I really liked is that she knows how to defer to her teammates, and when they're hot, she gets them the ball. So they have a young lady on the team by the name of Gigi Battle. She scored 22 points this game. She's going to Indiana next year. Had a phenomenal game. They also have another young lady by the name of Sarah Okiki. She's going to USC next year to play with Juju and them. She had 20 points. They could not stop her. She's a forward. I think she's like 6'2", maybe 6'3", and she kind of reminds me of like a Kiki Iriafen. Like she's like, I can see her developing to a player of that caliber. So it was very nice to watch them. The previous day, Bullis had a phenomenal game, and they kind of did what Texas and South Carolina did today. They played like a shell of themselves in the chip game. So they have a young lady on the squad named Taylor Williams on Bullis. She's only a sophomore, but the young lady can light it up. We didn't see that in the chip game because they kind of held her down. She didn't shoot well, but she's gonna be a name that you're gonna hear moving forward. Bullis also has a young lady by the name of Ivana Munyaka. She kind of hurt herself, but she was the other standout on the team. I believe she committed somewhere. I'm not too sure, but they also have another young lady who's going to Fordham next year on the team. So all these teams got girls who are headed to big name institutions. So shout out to DME Academy for winning the whole thing. I mean, they said that this is the fifth straight Florida squad to win the Chipotle National Championship. So something brewing in the water in Florida over there. It's becoming a hot spot for the girls. So yeah. And then there's another young lady on DME Academy. She's also an underclassman. She's right here in this picture. I believe her name is Maria something Conti. Girl can light it up. She can shoot. She not committed nowhere, but you're going to be hearing her name because old girl can shoot the ball. She was lighting them up. Okay, so that's from one shooter to another. I loved what she was dishing out. So if y'all get a chance to next year, try to catch the Chipotle Nationals. I mean, you're gonna see the stars, the future stars of college on stage here. So it was a pleasure watching the high school girlies get to it.
Nice. We also have some updates with the transfer portal. As a reminder, the transfer portal opens tomorrow and then it closes on April 20th. So that is the timeline. But I think one of the biggest headlines we saw this week in transfer portal news had to have been Audie Crooks. We talked about the Iowa State exodus. We saw, the Iowa State coach put out a statement. It was a whole thing. Like, I think they may have two people coming back. It's pretty empty.
The whole team in the transfer.
Yeah, practically. So with Audie, we don't know where she will be heading next season, but interested in hearing what people think about where she may be going, like what school may be a good fit for her. I seen different schools people were talking about. Seen Maryland being one. I seen different schools.
Yeah, I seen people say Notre Dame.
I seen that too.
Go hook up with Hannah because they definitely need a big over there.
Where else did I see? It was quite a few schools, but I am in yeah.
Mhm. Right.
Yeah.
ACC
Yeah.
team. Mm-hmm. For
I'm
sure.
interested to see where she lands.
For
She's
sure. I
walking into
mean,
her senior year, you know.
right.
So this is going to be a very important year for her. You know, draft stock is always important, always a conversation on the social media streets. So yeah, just even I mean, thinking about what the best fit for her will be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope
Yeah, same.
she chooses something that's going to fit. And someone who's also going to develop her on the defensive end. That's been her
Yeah.
biggest critique is that she don't play no D for real. And I think she has to get better on that side of the floor. I mean, she's the second leading scorer in the nation. So she don't offense is easy for her. She don't need more of an offensive back. She got to concentrate on being a better, defensive player. Whether that's like hedging on screens when guards are coming off, or like just protecting the paint a little bit better.
Yeah.
So.
It's gonna be a big summer for her.
Mm-hmm.
An important summer for her.
Yeah.
So yeah, that had to be the biggest news this week, and then we got news with more Tennessee news. We got the Paldo twins who mentioned that they are going to be entering the transfer portal. I'm interested to see where they end up as well.
Yeah,
I know where you
already know where I want them to go. I mean, I'm gonna say it. They should come to Rutgers. They from Jersey. I mean, they already got a connection with E. Carson because they from Patterson. That's hey. So come restore the legacy. Because we need some excitement. They play with a lot of heart. So we need just a culture shift at Rutgers. So it would be really nice to see the Paldo twins in New Jersey at RU. But who am I?
We'll have to see. But that was big news too. I mean, not big. We kind of knew that was everybody's out in Tennessee.
I mean, Kim Caldwell, she lost the locker room this year. We seen that. It was really, really bad over there. I mean, everybody's in the transfer portal. Everybody from Tennessee is left. And then just too many circling stories around Tennessee, right? Like from Kim Caldwell not putting in the fifth year senior, only putting her in for the last 15 seconds of the last game. Usually when you have senior night, you let the seniors come out first. They start the game. If they're not a normal starter, then you let them start and then you sub them out. Like, it's like, this is standard protocol. What was she doing? 15 seconds left to go in the game. You let the senior come in? That's kind of crazy. But I don't know. It was a lot of, Janiah Parker not traveling to Oklahoma with the team. Like, just a lot of just bad off the court, like, just a lot of stuff happening over
what
there.
happens with Janiah Parker? Like,
I don't know, because she definitely, like, draft stock went down, dog.
Yeah.
It went down. I mean, we seen a tweet today that said she should have stayed at UCLA. She would have won a chip today, which is slightly true. I mean, you know, she transferred from Texas A&M to UCLA and then to Tennessee. So, like we always say, y'all,
for her is crazy.
the grass is not always greener on the other side. Sometimes you got to stick it out, but these are decisions they're making.
And we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but
Right.
Yeah, it's just I don't know what happens to Janiyah. You just made me think about that because you mentioned her. We got Talasia Cooper. Whoever gets Talasia Cooper is going to get a Hooper. She mentioned she's about to enter the transfer portal. Latham, she just committed to Virginia Tech.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that either. Not a bad suggestion.
Yeah, wherever she lands, though, she's going to bring value, a lot of value. So yeah, that's Tennessee. You already talked about Chike. Trinity Jones. She decommitted from Clemson. Not sure where she will be heading. Gabe Lasso.
Messy.
What's happening? Left Tennessee. We thought he was heading to LSU. They announced him like coming to LSU. But now we just saw that he's at UCF.
He's going to be a head coach at UCF. So he went from recruiting coordinator to assistant coach to now head coach. So he faked out Kim Mulkey in the LSU Tigers. Basically, pump fake. I'm coming, but then probably got another offer and was like, "Hey, I could be my own head coach. All right, I'm not staying here then. I'm going there." So it was just kind of messy to see that you was about to be on the staff with LSU and then all of a sudden now you're a head coach. So I don't know. And this just goes to show you Tennessee complete exodus. The assistant coach, and then they fired the other assistant coach.
Yes. Who Kelly brought on, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all should have just left Kelly Harper as coach, yo. Y'all, she had a good thing going there, and then y'all see that's why you gotta give the coaches some time. For goodness sakes, we just talked about Corey Close being at UCLA for 15 years. She's been there for 15 years, and they just won their first national title. In the last couple of years, just went to their first few Final Fours. It went back to back. So, like, administration, offices, who are the athletic directors? Are y'all people that played sports or understand how to build programs? Like it seemed like y'all got the mindset of the people at the front office of the Sky. Like, what? Seriously? Like, if you let Teresa Witherspoon rock out for a few more years, she's changing the culture, but y'all always want to, it's like everything is instant gratification. You're not going to win right away. You're not going to win right away unless the pieces are put in place. So it's like, what are y'all doing? It be the people that are making the biggest decisions that have no vantage point at all. No experience, no nothing. And just insensitive. Like, like, even when we came across today, this is tangential, but like, and a senior writer from The Athletic put out an article talking about we didn't get the national championship that we really wanted. What?
It was nasty. It was she said some other nasty stuff in that article. It's like, what are we talking about? And have you played a competitive sport before? Because it's given you have not.
Like, because it didn't pan out the way that y'all wanted it to, y'all writing these
Think
these
pieces.
right?
Mhm.
What?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
it's nasty.
Yeah, that writer gets a nasty award. Jeez. Look, that's what I'm saying, y'all. Like, y'all gotta give the coaches some time to cook. Like, they gotta. It's a process. It's a process. You gotta give them time to implement the system, to establish culture, to get the right players, to get the right coaches in. It takes a buy-in from the administration. Like, you need the administration to buy in. And it just seems like everybody wants something that's cookie cutter now. Like, y'all are, whoa.
And speaking of that, we got news about Virginia's head coach. I mean, she was only there for 4
years.
seasons. They just had a remarkable run of a season. And so that was another big headline this week. Didn't expect that. We've seen reports saying that, the head coach was allegedly like toxic. Yeah, we don't know.
I don't think anybody understands.
We don't know.
Spendot. I mean, she's been building this program for the past 4 years. All right, has gotten the right players in place. This was the first time they made a Sweet 16 in over a decade. Okay. So I don't know. We got reports coming out talking about she was creating a toxic environment, talking about there was about to be another exodus from Virginia. Like, with the exception of two, this is what it says, with the exception of two, most of the players were all going to enter the transfer portal. This is one of the reports I'm saying. I don't know if this is true. I mean, we even seen a tweet that Dawn Staley reached out to Virginia and to the coach because she was also flabbergasted. This is what I'm saying too, right? They brought two units to the school. So it's like, what?
It's a little fishy to me, but
yeah, I'm perplexed. I don't know what's going on. I guess we'll just see as the story continues.
We will. There's been a lot of coaching changes. I think Alabama's coach is done. We saw Florida's coach is done. But yeah, this as much as there's transfer portal news, like, yeah, exactly. She probably is. She's probably gone. We saw Samaya. Samaya entered the transfer portal. There we go. So yeah, Kamara's probably right behind her. Yeah.
So unfortunate.
So yeah, that's all we have for transfer portal news. And moving on, like Brittany mentioned earlier on in this episode, the NCAA tournament is looking to expand. And have 76 teams now? Yeah, 76 teams. So there won't be a first 4. It'll be like a first 12.
Yeah, something crazy.
Something crazy like that. It's gonna be 12 teams. It's not gonna be 4 no more. Why? Money. We know that. Like,
money. It's money.
We know it's money. It's money, TV deals, media rights stuff. all of that plays a part, which is why they want to add more teams. But I think it's gonna mess up the essence of the NCAA tournament. Like you're ruining tradition. And I really don't know how. I think it's just gonna take away from what we've known the tournament to be. I don't think it's gonna be the same.
Yeah, I mean, it's 76 now, then 2 years from now it's gonna be 84. I mean,
yeah, it's ruining. I just think it's ruining, and it's also ruining opportunities. Like y'all are give it's.
mm-hmm.
I think y'all just want more Power 5 schools to be in the mix of the tournament. You're making it easier for a lot of Power 5 schools that may not be the strongest in their conference to make it into the tournament.
Right.
Like you just, you know what I mean? It's just taken away from like the scrapping to get into the tournament. That's what I mean. Like I just think it's taken away from the essence of what we will or what we know the tournament to be.
Right.
And the reason behind that, I believe, is like we talked about, is the money. Because why else are you doing this? Like, what other reason is there?
They are diluting the essence of March Madness. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it took me a little bit to accept the first four. When they introduced it, I'm like, okay, Final Four, first four. All right, y'all got me. But now, what is the marketing play around this? What are they gonna do? How they gonna set this up? Because you know they're gonna try to make it sound snazzy, razzle dazzle.
Yeah,
but
they are.
yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. This is, I mean, even look at what they said on the graphic. In the most financially stressful time in college athletics history, the Power League see NCAA tournament expansion as a key path to increasing access and revenue.
It's about money. It's money.
Increasing access for who? The Power Fives? The power schools?
Yeah, that's what that is.
They've been losing.
Yeah. It's gonna make it easier for them to enter. It says that this new opening round would feature 24 teams playing in 12 games over the 2 days at 2 sites. So yeah, the 12 winners of the opening round games, likely 6 games pitting lower seeded automatic qualifiers and 6 pitting at large teams, advance to an awaiting 52 teams in the original bracket. Yeah, no. They're still having discussions, but it seems like they're leaning towards making this official for next year.
Yeah, you know they are. They're not going to hint at it and not do it. They getting us prepped for it.
Basically.
Money make the world go round.
Yes, it does. It does. But yeah, y'all. That is our show for today. That was episode 124. We covered a lot.
We sure did.
If you missed any of it, make sure that you watch it on replay. We covered the Final Four. We covered today's game, the national championship. We talked about business sports, NIL news, college sports news. We covered it all today. So make sure that you follow us on all social media platforms, like Brittany laid out here, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. And
yeah,
I can't believe the season's over that fast.
It's done.
It went fast.
It did. It kind of warped through. I mean, But that's how fast this goes. I mean, you see ESPN already put out the next year's polls.
Yeah, polls, predictions on.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, y'all, thank y'all for tapping in with us for the women's college basketball season. I mean, this has been a splendid year. And it culminated even more surprising. So we enjoyed y'all, and we can't wait till it comes back around next year, and we're gonna be moving into the WNBA, obviously, as the season, gets to rolling.
Hopefully we'll be at the draft. Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe at the draft.
We'll see. They you can
We're gonna
only
see.
try. We can only try. We got to see if they gonna do the thing. But yes, y'all, we are going to also be taking a break from doing lives. Just a couple of weeks so that we can get our minds together, get ready for the WNBA season. Expect a Beyond the 9450 episode to come out while we're on our little hiatus, because we have plans on, putting something together for y'all there. So please make sure y'all following our friends over at the 9450. And yeah, please follow us. Both of our screen names on the bottom right there. We don't bite, so hit us in the DMs, hit us in the chats. We here. We appreciate all of y'all. And that's episode 124.
See y'all for 125. Peace.